Alcatraz, the Rock, a cold, barren island in the middle of San Francisco Bay, home to America's most infamous federal prison. It was designed to be the end of the line, a place where escape was not just difficult, it was considered impossible. For 29 years, it held men like Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly. The official record states that no one ever successfully escaped. But that official record might be a lie. On the morning of June 12, 1962, a routine morning count revealed the unthinkable. In 3 separate cells, guards found not men, but cleverly crafted dummy heads tucked into the beds. Inmate AZ-1441, Frank Morris, and inmates AZ-1476 and AZ-1485, brothers John and Clarence Anglin, had vanished. They didn't just escape their cells, they had escaped the Rock itself. This is the story of the most audacious prison break in American history, and it begins with a question that has haunted the FBI for over 60 years. Did they get away with it? To understand the escape, you first have to understand the fortress. Alcatraz wasn't just about bars and walls. Its true defense was nature itself. The freezing, treacherous waters of the San Francisco Bay, with currents so strong they could pull a man out to sea in minutes. The prison boasted 1 guard for every 3 prisoners, constant head counts, and cell blocks designed to be completely isolated. Escape wasn't just a fantasy, it was suicide. But this fortress had never met a mind like Frank Morris. Orphaned in and out of institutions his whole life, Morris was incredibly intelligent, with an IQ reported to be in the genius range. He was the architect. His accomplices were John and Clarence Anglin, 2 brothers from a large family of career criminals, known for their loyalty and previous escape attempts. They were the muscle and the craftsman. Together, they formed the perfect team to challenge the impossible. Their plan began with a simple observation. The concrete around the ventilation grills in their cells was old and weak, damaged by years of saltwater corrosion. This was their weak point. This was their way out. For the next year, their lives became a meticulous, secret project. The first problem: tools. How do you dig through concrete in a maximum security prison? The answer was pure ingenuity. They stole dozens of spoons from the mess hall, and over months, patiently sharpened them into makeshift chisels. They even took the motor from a broken vacuum cleaner and, combined with other stolen parts, fashioned a crude electric drill. Night after night, during music hour, when the prison allowed inmates to play instruments, the noise of their digging was masked by the sound of accordions. The second problem: deception. To buy themselves time, they needed to fool the guards during the nightly counts. This led to the most iconic part of the escape. They crafted breathtakingly realistic dummy heads. Using a homemade paste of soap and toilet paper, they sculpted faces, painted them with flesh-toned colors from the prison art kit, and even added real human hair from the prison barbershop. Placed on a pillow in the dark, they were indistinguishable from a sleeping man. Behind their walls was a utility corridor, 3 feet wide, dark and unguarded. This became their secret workshop. Here, they constructed their final, most critical piece of equipment, their escape vessel. They stole over 50 standard-issue raincoats. Piece by piece, in their secret workshop, they used stolen cement and heat from the steam pipes to vulcanize the seams, creating airtight pontoons. They fashioned a 6 by 14-foot raft and life preservers. To inflate it, they even transformed a small concertina, a musical instrument, into a makeshift air pump. On the night of June 11, 1962, the time was right. They placed the dummy heads in their bunks, slipped through the holes in their cells for the last time, and climbed up the network of pipes in the utility corridor to the roof 30 feet above. They emerged into the foggy, wind-swept night. In the darkness, they navigated the rooftop, slid down a large kitchen vent pipe, and reached the ground near the shore, avoiding the searchlights. This was the point of no return. They inflated their raft with the concertina pump and slipped into the black, freezing waters of the bay, disappearing into the fog. It wasn't until the 7:15 a.m. count the next morning that the escape was discovered. Alcatraz went into immediate lockdown. The FBI was called in, and one of the largest manhunts in history began, combing the bay and its surrounding islands. The official conclusion of the FBI was simple. They drowned. The bay was too cold, the currents too strong. They pointed to the evidence found: a paddle washed up on Angel Island, pieces of raincoat material, and a wallet belonging to one of the Anglins. Case closed. But the case was far from closed. Key pieces of evidence never added up. No bodies were ever recovered, despite the extensive search. And then, the strange stories began. Over the decades, tantalizing clues have emerged. A photograph, allegedly taken in Brazil in the 1970s, purports to show the Anglin brothers alive and well. Family members reported receiving mysterious postcards and flowers for years. And in 2013, a letter surfaced, allegedly written by an elderly John Anglin, claiming they all survived, but on the run. The FBI tested it for DNA, but the results were inconclusive. So, what is the truth? Did 3 men achieve the impossible, pulling off the greatest prison break of all time and living out their lives in freedom? Or did they meet their end in the cold, dark waters of the bay, their bodies lost to the Pacific forever? It remains one of America's most enduring and romanticized mysteries, a testament to the unbreakable human will to be free. The prison is closed now, a tourist attraction, but the legend of Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers lives on. So, I have to ask you, what do you believe happened? Did they make it? Let me know your theory in the comments below. And if you love stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Stories to Share.